So we're driving out to, where we're going to, I should have forgot, Carrollton? Carrollton, Georgia. It's just almost on the border of Alabama. And I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, suddenly this 52 came up, and the 52 is interesting because it's a split window. Apparently, the split windows came out for a couple years, and then they changed it over to oval. And between that transition, there were a few cars made from, I think it's October to March at 52, that had both oval dashboards and split windows in the back. So it's kind of like this hybrid, weird combination, and it's called the Zwitter. So they're really hard to find, really desirable, really expensive. The fact that there's one available for sale, and this guy Lindy Herrell has one. Lindy Herrell has one. So close, only an hour away. We got to go see it, right, Lynn?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, we're not here as trailers. This is where the Zwitter lives.
That's where the Zwitter lives.
I like canopy roads. Still on the way to the Zwitter, but we're on this dirt road. I'm sure you love it. All right. Fun, you know, because on the bug hunt.
This is where old bugs live.
Yeah, when you say about barn finds and stuff, what you're talking about. Look at this. Fire barns you had. Do you know why?
No, why?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Got goats.
Take the next left onto Martin Road.
Getting really close now. The buildup is just too much.
In a quarter mile, your destination will be on the right.
Okay. Wow.
Your destination is on the right.
We've come to the place where bugs live. We're here to see a man about a Zwitter, so this is kind of exciting. And this is the man himself. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm rolling on camera over here. Nice to meet you.
Same here, Lindy Herrell.
Linda, how long have you been here for in this property?
We've been here since '95.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah. Started a little bit before, but we opened the doors back to the public in '95. And then my dad started doing it in the late '60s.
Gotcha.
And actually, at the end of the road up here used to be a shop way back. And then him and my mom separated, and he went up towards Temple and built another shop, stayed in it to the '80s, and then he went to work for Lockheed Aircraft.
Wow, so you've been doing automotive and airplanes and everything, mechanics your whole life.
Well, my whole life since I was 11.
I hear you're the guy to talk to about a Zwitter. You have one for sale, apparently?
We have one.
I'd love for you to show it to me.
All right.
So this is it.
Yeah, so make somebody a good project, keep them out of trouble for a while.
So I kind of looked online and learned a little bit about Zwitters, but maybe you can tell me better. What's the fascination? What's it all about?
Well, they're just super rare. I've probably owned 1,000 Volkswagens over the years, and I've only owned 5 split windows. So when they come available, and I feel like they'll make a little money, I'll buy one.
Gotcha.
So just a sucker for the early cars, and love buying the splits and the ovals, and anything rare, unique. They're just not out there, and this one would be a good project for somebody.
Right.
Like I said, I don't really have the time or want to, feel like putting the effort in it.
Well, you have so many other cars, right?
Well, like I said, I'm just taking a break for a little while. I've been restoring for years, and sold some of mine off, and I got a double cab I'm working on, but like I said.
So when you go to look at a car like this, and let's say someone else is looking at a car like this to buy, what are good things to keep in mind? Can you kind of show me
We just started to look for the originality, which this one has some stuff that's not correct on it, but then again, they're so hard to find. And then, I sort of knew of the car, and had looked at it once before when he didn't want to sell it. I bought another one from him.
Got it.
But long story short, just looked at it overall, and it was a matching number pan and body.
Right, so the numbers on the
numbers on the pan and the numbers on the hood match, and the original floor pans were still in decent shape. I mean, they got a spot or two, but doggone, this thing's 60, 70 years old.
That looks, I will not look this good.
I mean, it's got a couple of little spots, but overall, you need to weld a little metal work here and there.
Sure, and does it look like new fenders, right? That's
yeah,
great.
but they're incorrect. I mean, they'll work, but the guy that was fixing this car wasn't making it all original. You know, he knew what he had.
I see.
He said, I don't want to spend all that money. I just want to make it into a driver.
And you can tell at first glance that they're wrong fenders because
Yeah, they don't have the hump back here like that, and they're aftermarket.
I see.
And they do make this fender correct now from, I believe it's BBT overseas.
Okay.
And they're $500 a piece, with shipping you about $1,500.
Sure.
And that's what this car needs. It has the wrong hood on it. It's supposed to be flat up here and be a 4-tab and have an extra couple bolt holes under there and have the little
4-tab.
emblem here.
I hear 4-tab a lot. I don't know what that is.
It's just a flat hood, and instead of having 3 prongs, it has 4 slots, and they're flat, and it sticks down in there, and then you bend the tabs.
I see. Okay.
And so it's, you know, it's got the incorrect hood. The front apron's wrong. It's supposed to be what we call 4 fingers, which you can buy new now.
Okay.
So it just depends on.
Oh, and there's the front VIN number right here.
Yeah, there's your
right?
VIN.
I see. So
Yeah.
when I replace this part, this would get replaced too,
No,
right?
no, you'll only be replacing this little apron
Ah,
right
I
here.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then this is the Zwitter only tank with the small gas neck,
Wow.
which is like I think I forget a lot of that stuff, but probably around a 6-month only tank, give or take.
Gotcha.
And
the whole idea is that the back is a split, but the dashboard is oval. Is that correct?
Right, that's right.
Okay.
And then it has a little starter button that goes over there, which I have. And the gas, this is like an oval, but it doesn't have chrome on it. Oval has chrome on it. So this is, again, some more of those 6 or 8 month only parts.
Got it. Got it.
And
wow.
this is accessory handle. It didn't even come with this. Somebody added it, but it is accessory handle.
Yeah.
And it has the right side visor, which was an accessory.
Oh, nice.
And anyway, and then the guys already put an NOS quarter panel in here, which it needs the hole cut out for the semaphore.
Oh, sure. Okay. They're gonna
Yeah.
put semaphores. I see.
Yeah, but this isn't even welded. I put a couple of screws in it to hold it in location. That's got to be secured, lined up, and welded.
Okay, so it's a really good project car for somebody who wants to like learn about this stuff, learn to weld a little bit, and bring back history. That's part of this. It's just great to meet people like yourself who are bringing history to life, right?
Yeah.
And if you put the time and effort into it, you can have a little slice of history that is super rare. Right?
Yeah, and just get deep in your pockets and drag out a bunch of them hundreds, because it's going to eat them up. So we like to sit back and look at them like this, and a lot of times it's like, I'll take them and sometimes I make them run and drive, and I sort of put a little vision on them. Sometimes I do a full resto. But nowadays, a lot of times I just like to make stuff run and drive, and my thoughts on this was, hey, if it don't sell, I may put a paint job on it, not a high-end paint job, just put it back original color.
Sure.
In a flat paint, lower it on a set of wheels, you know, make it go up and down the road, you know, because there's not many of them around, and I'd put most of the stuff back pretty correct at that time.
I see.
Fairly
Yeah. So like an affordable restoration versus like a super high-end museum. So it
right,
could be, so you could have a daily driver's Zwitter,
and
which
then
would
I
be
could
really
enjoy
great.
it a little bit and then sell it to somebody.
Yeah.
So.
I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. It's really great. What would have to be wrong with the car for you to say, you know what, I'm going to pass on the Zwitter, I'm not going to buy it?
The price.
Yeah.
As long as it's reasonable enough, I can make a little on it.
Sure.
I'll buy it. Some
Sure.
you make more on than others. Sometimes when you're into this early stuff, and I paid a little more for the car than I wanted to, but I'm sitting there thinking, you just don't find them. I've had the opportunity to buy 5. Yeah, I can go on the internet and buy them, but you know, they're few and far between. They're way off. You can't lay your eyes on them. And so for me, it's, you know, if I go there to look, it's there, and I can make a little on it, I'll go with it.
I'm thinking in my mind, like back in 1953, you're in Germany, and you're putting together, you're building bugs fast and furious, and eventually you run out of parts. You're like, you know what, split window, oval dash, the Americans will buy it, they'll love it, just pushing it out the door, and they probably weren't very proud of them, right? But now.
No, they did really good. They inspected these cars back in the day. And the Volkswagen was really picky about the cars being, you know, correct and everything right, and the paint being good, so they did inspect. And the Volkswagen actually had good quality on it, even though it was a cheap car.
But do you think that they ever could imagine that the Zwitter would be so sought
after?
after?
No, not what it is now. No, and it's like, you know, some of the Volkswagens I've sold in the last few years, I've been doing this all these years, you never thought you'd see that kind of money coming out of a Volkswagen.
Right, you would go back in your mind all the things you've crushed, because I was talking to your son, and apparently you had this whole field
full
this
was full, all down through here, and back out here, there was 200 cars here at one time.
Wow.
And during the recession, we cleaned up, and I think I crushed over 100, but I took all the goodies off, but all these cars were just really too far gone. But nowadays, some of the stuff I did crush 10, 15 years ago, you'd be fixing now, because it's just getting harder to find.
So you do have an oval back here, and how did you come upon this oval? What's the story behind it?
I bought that oval in the 80s.
In the 80s, okay.
When I bought my first oval to build for myself, it was all took apart and half everything was missing. Well, I found that car and actually another one, and I went up into the edge of South Carolina up 85 and got it. And that's before I had a trailer and everything, put tires and wheels on it and towed it back with a tow bar. And it was pretty complete, and I saved it to see how everything went, because I didn't know, and you know, rob a few pieces and stuff off of, and it's just been here so long I sort of left it and didn't cut it up, or you know, I just didn't cut that one up. And actually I sort of have plans of putting that car back together and leaving it ugly like it is into a rat.
I mean, the patina on this would make people they'd love it, right?
Yeah, I've already got the idea, and I bought a set of front fenders when I bought 2 cars in South Carolina yesterday with bullet fenders for this. And I'll put a new apron, new heater channels, new floors, and I'm thinking about making this car running and going up and down the road and slam it on a nice set of wheels.
You'd be great. That'd be great.
And now that I'm getting caught up, I'm trying to slow down a little bit. So I want to build some cars, and I've had this so long, I'm like, and everybody saw it here, and the tree going up through it, I'll take pictures.
I was going to say.
I want to show up at a show and riding around in it at a show.
If there's a way you could keep the tree, maybe carve a gear stick knob, keep it part of the car. It's grooved
that is a good idea.
Over the years, it'd be a shame to, even if it's just like a little piece of wood hang it from the rear view or something.
Yeah, how to make something, you're right.
Because it's now part of the car, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's, what year do you think this oval is?
This is a 56.
56.
Yeah.
And if what do you think would be a price to buy this over? If I said, listen, give me a stupid price at $15,000.
I priced it to a guy a while back at like $1,400, and then he wanted us to weld all the metal in it, and he bailed off of it. And I'm like, you know, because we thought it was really bad, and I mean, yeah, it looks bad, but then when we got to looking on the inside, everything the heater channel welds to, like the A pillars, the B pillars, the rear package shelf, some of that was pretty good.
Okay.
So we're like, man, this car's not as bad as we thought.
So around $1,500, you'd let it go?
Not now, but
not now. But so
I priced it a year or two ago. Yeah. Now that I'm where I'm at, I'm like, man, I think I want to put that car. I don't want to restore it. I just want to make it into a rat car.
Would 6,000 make it go away?
Huh?
6,000?
Yeah, it would actually. You know,
you
because you hit that number. Yeah.
I think for 6,000, you got to include the tree, right?
Oh, yeah, I would have to. I got a bobcat. We'll pull it up out of the ground.
You can't let the tree. If anybody comes at you with it.
Yeah, because at one time it sat down in there, and then at one time it was over here. So it's moved. It's moved. It's just been on the property.
Sure, I love it so
50
much.
50 yards at the time.
Yeah, it's so great.
That's one of my old race cars I drove for a friend of mine. That's one of the older race cars I off-road raced from time I was 15 to 43. And I won a lot of races in that car. We got a lot of pictures with it in the air. Yeah. And then you know, racing sort of slowed down and took a different turn, and there wasn't many tracks in the southeast, and I got out of it. And then the guy I drove for all them years, when he passed, his brother had it, and then the brother was moving, says, hey, you want to come get this car? And I'm like, yeah, and his daughter still has the body and everything that goes with it.
Sure.
Thought about restoring it, but like I do a lot of times, it's been sitting there 6, 7, 8 years. So wow. I still got my last car at home, and it's all together. So.
If it's an award-winning race car, you can't really crush it. You can't let it go, right? You gotta,
no,
you gotta go with it to Alabama. I think.
Without me having the body and all, she wasn't ready to let the body go yet. So it'll go with me to Alabama. Yeah, we're not gonna crush it. I'll just set it out back, or maybe even put it in the building. I got a spot it'll fit. So
the thing I can't understand is these buses. I never really got into buses. I'm more of a Volkswagen guy. Even like Carnegie now and then, maybe a thing. But buses seem to be all the craze, right? It's like bus fever. It started probably 10, 12 years ago, give or take. People would love this thing, right? I mean, it's got a rag top on top. I mean, this is just,
that was a camper version. So,
and you sit over the wheel. It's just kind of dangerous to me.
I've drove them for years, and I drove them before everybody wanted them.
Sure.
But I remember back in the day, nobody wanted the split windows, and we had them sitting around, and we would store engine parts in them.
Well, you were cool before it was cool. That's the problem.
I don't know about that. Just everybody didn't know it. But I got into the buses when the recession hit, 08, 09, right in there.
Yeah.
And the bottom fell out of everything, and I had 3 splits. And I'd had one I'd just finished, was in hot VWs. And I had $56,000 in it. Well, at the time I built it, before the recession, it was a $55,000, $65,000 bug. Well, when the recession hit, and I'm sitting there and I can't pay my bills and stuff, because what I do is people's toys.
Yeah.
So the toys quit.
Yeah.
And I finally sold it for like $34,500.
I mean, you got 2 blue Carnegias here. Are these the same year? This is
a 74 and a 71.
Wow.
So yeah, they're just a little too far gone.
Yeah, yeah.
And they actually used
Oh, no.
this one in a movie. They did that in a movie.
Did they?
It's got a rail up under it. They were using it for a movie, a Netflix movie.
Okay.
And then I sell some of the movie people cars and stuff. And
Sure.
they got them gears, and when they got through with them, said, "How you want them?" They just brought them up here and dumped them off, and we've been getting pieces off of them, but we didn't know it. But there's like a track under there, like they had it on a rail, and they rolled it up through there, and then
fun.
it got hit in a seam.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a parts car now. But Ed Beard has a bunch of splits, probably 4 or 5, and he's out of South Carolina. I've sold him some split stuff, but Ed's the guy that never gets rid of anything. So anyway, but he's actually fixing some of the cars, and he has been letting a little bit go. Yeah.
Well, sir, I appreciate your time. This has been so great. I can't believe you have a Zwitter here. This is just, it's going to sell like that, I'm sure.
There's a butt for every seat, as they say. So somebody somewhere wants that little dude.